Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, strong style cinephile. She-Hulk. Let's geek about it for a few minutes because it was the long-awaited episode of Daredevil. Well, with Daredevil. Kind of gave us a look at the MCU version of Daredevil and maybe a sneak peek of what we're going to get in the upcoming Daredevil Born Again series. And people bitched and griped and complained. The episode involved Frogman, which we saw in the trailer finally. He seemed to be a hero. Next thing you know, he has some crap happen when he's doing his crime fighting, and his feet catch on fire from the suit. He gets burned, and he has issues with the superhero suit maker who we've seen previously, who gave Jen her dresses and clothes as well as her super suit. We also saw that he was working on something for Daredevil. Apparently, he was the son of one of the clients of the firm that Jen works for, so she was forced to take on the case that put her against the dude who made her suit. Kind of put them at odds for a little bit. Daredevil, Matt Murdock rather, comes in to be the lawyer for the costume maker, and shenanigans. Matt ends up showing up Jennifer in court. They team up, do some crime fighting, and do some boot knocking as well, which you would think would be the end of the episode, as Jen kind of asks the camera when she comes out the next morning, like, why are you guys still here? And she kind of rightly points out that because this is like nearly the last episode, there's going to be some like twist or whatever, which is funny because that's how the shows work. It's like they do all this stuff meandering around, and then it's like the last episode or the last couple episodes before like the finale, that's when they like try to center everybody. Titans, which we'll get to, Titans had a release of a trailer and some other details from the panel on Sunday. I want to go back over some of the details of that panel, and then I'll talk about it in a video probably tomorrow. But the idea that everybody's spinning around, like in Titans, this is like the main plot. This is everybody spinning around the plot until like the last, season finale. They come together, and then Titans is so bad about that. A lot of shows do that, but Titans is really super bad about that. But Jen basically guesses that that's what's going on. We go to this gala, and she's being honored as top female lawyer or whatever, but then she's being honored along with like 4 or 5 other female attorneys. Next thing you know, in a revenge porny kind of way, her night with the dude that she met at the wedding is broadcast up on the big screen, and then some like her text messages and other stuff is just thrown up on the screen by this intelligentsia organization for reasons I guess we'll find out in the finale, that they decided to just take napalm to Jennifer's life. Jennifer gets mad, busts the screen. She's about to go after one of the dudes that was there, presumably because he's masked up, is from intelligentsia. She goes to jack him up. Next thing you know, authorities are there. Superhero or super-powered authorities are there, train guns on her, and that's the end of the episode. So we'll find out how things shake out in the finale in a couple days. But the big thing was, it was Daredevil. Finally, Daredevil. And like I said, people were bitching and moaning, complaining because, number one, they said he was too... people apparently think that the Netflix Daredevil series, which was good for the most part, had some issues in some of the later seasons. But it was like, Charlie Cox is just... there's been some spot-on casting when it comes to Marvel comic book movies. Now, Patrick Stewart is Professor X, spot on. Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark, spot on. Chris Evans' second turn as a superhero, as Captain America, spot on. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, spot on. Like, those are just amazing casting. And then you get Charlie Cox as Daredevil, as Matt Murdock, spot on. He has just, like, it's going to take lots for me to see somebody else in that role. That's how good Charlie Cox was. The tone of the Netflix series was kind of dark and broody, and on a more, how much I hate that word, grounded. But that's the kind of that's the kind of angle they were coming at it, more realistic. And it was just kind of dark and moody and bloody, and I guess people were expecting that to translate to the MCU version of it, which, come on now, like, we know that wasn't going to happen. And not to mention, that's not the only sort of kind of Daredevil that there is in the comics. There are some comics, some Frank Miller stuff that's kind of like darker or whatever. And then there's other comics where he's light, he's fun, he's bantering. Not on Spider-Man level of bantering, but he's doing that. Even in the Netflix show, there was plenty of moments when it came to like jokes about his eyesight or other stuff where Matt Murdock had banter and good comedic timing and was making jokes. It's not like in She-Hulk was like the first time you've ever seen Matt Murdock crack some jokes. So people had issues about that. People had issues, I saw about some of his like acrobaticness. Again, there wasn't that so much in the Netflix series due to budgetary constraints and just the way that they were taking it. He just wasn't set up to be, I mean, he did some flippy type of stuff, but he wasn't going to be bouncing around like a pinball and stuff like you saw him on She-Hulk, because they're just two different kinds, two different flavors of Daredevil, basically, that we got with the Netflix series and that we got with the MCU. And again, that's fine. It's just interpretation. You can go it's different comic book run. You see these as different, like Netflix is one comic book run, is one run of Daredevil. MCU is another run of Daredevil. So you can do different things. And for me, I loved it. I thought he was, like I said, he brought some snark to it, which was not over the top in my eyes. Him and Tatiana, the actress that plays Jennifer in She-Hulk, had great chemistry. The action scenes were good. That was the kind of thing I was wondering about, is how the action scenes were going to go. The action scenes were great when they had their brief, Daredevil and She-Hulk had their brief tussle, and when they go in, stop, because the Frogman, towards the end of the episode, kidnaps the dude that's supposed to make a suit to force him to make him another suit, and a better suit. So he turns out, goes from the hero to like a villain or whatever. So Matt and Jen go to rescue the guy, stop Frogman, et cetera, et cetera. So when they did that, again, it was cool. Like the fight scenes held up to me. So it's just, I don't know if people like what people wanted. I guess I know what a lot of people wanted or expected, and that's just taking the Netflix Daredevil, plucking him out of the Netflix universe, and plucking him down into the MCU. That was never going to happen, and that's fine. It was still Charlie Cox. It was still a nice Daredevil costume, even though they went with sort of like the yellow-ish, brownish kind of suit for him, which is kind of like his early suit from the comics. It's interesting that they did that for his first appearance in the MCU, and maybe like in Born Again he'll start with that, and maybe he'll get his traditional red stuff. Who knows how they're going to take that? But what we got was good. It's just, I don't know how else to say it. It was a fun episode. Again, there's some laughs. You get in, have some laughs, you get out quick, because it's like 30 some odd minutes or whatever. Again, to me, episodes on the one hand are kind of short, on the other hand I kind of understand it and I'm fine with it, from the CG with Jennifer to other stuff, so it's fine. Short episodes are fine at this point, but to me it gave us like a great Daredevil. It gave Daredevil a great, continuing from the Spider-Man movie and his brief appearance in that to this, it gives us a great jumping off point for Matt Murdock and for Daredevil and his story to be whatever it is within the confines of the MCU. I'm anxious to kind of see what spin they take it, and if I want to go back and watch darker, bloody Daredevil, I can go watch the Netflix series, which is now on Disney+. I mean, again, if I want to go watch that run of Daredevil, I will go watch that run of Daredevil. If I want to watch this run of Daredevil, I will have this. But they all work. It's just 32, Baskin Robbins has 32 different flavors. There's something for everybody. It sucks if this newer Daredevil that we're getting is not your Netflix Daredevil, but you can go back and rewatch it. Otherwise, we're rocking with the new guy and seeing what they do in the future, where he goes, and just how it looks. I'm here for it. I love it. Charlie Cox, amazing. Picture perfect casting there. I'm anxious to see what he does going forth in his own show. Well, as long as the suit is good, the action is good, because Daredevil's kind of more of a hand-to-hand type of guy. So as long as you give me like Winter Soldier, Bucky Cap in the street type of fights every episode, I'm good. I'm good. So hopefully you guys out there are too. If not, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Until next time, let us geek.